Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So you want to set up a beginner friendly tank that doesn't break the bank? Let me show you the perfect setup with minimal equipment, incredibly easy to grow plants, and some inhabitants that are amazing and will really bring this underwater world to life. Stick around. This setup is simple, beautiful, and totally beginner friendly, which means even you can do it. If I can do it, you guys can do it. It's very, very simple. So anyways, let's go over and take a look at the tank. So here's the tank setup. It's a 10-gallon aquarium, nothing special. I recommend at least 10 gallons, no less. And then I put some driftwood in. As you can see, this piece of driftwood right here. And let's take a look at the other piece. I've just got it glued down to a rock. And then you can see all the plants that I've put in here, and they are very, very beginner friendly, and we'll go over a few of those plants and what they are a little bit later. The substrate in this setup consists of play sand from Home Depot, and I usually try to get about a half an inch to maybe 2 inches of substrate, and then I put pea pebbles as well. Just make sure you really wash it before you begin. Now let's take a look at the real star of the show, these white cloud mountain minnows. The ones I have in my aquarium are the 24 karat gold variety. There's multiple varieties of these fish, which makes it really cool to keep. There's the standard versions, the albinos and long fins. So they're really, really cool, and they're a great schooling fish. So you're going to want to keep at least 6 of these in a group so they show off that schooling behavior. And as you can see, they're very, very active like this, which makes them fun to watch. And some of the reasons why I like these as a beginner fish is they do not need a heater. So between 60 and 72 degrees is ideal for them. So just basically the temperature in your house is perfect, and they can go above or below these temperatures quite a bit. You know, you'd want to stay within that range to give them that ideal temperature. And also they're super hardy, and they adapt to a wide range of water conditions. Like for example, the pH from 6 to 8. So that's a wide range, and they do very, very well in that range. And also the hardness of the water, just don't go extremes on either end and you're going to be fine. So these fish are incredibly hardy. They're so fun to watch, and they really, like you can see here, they bring this aquarium to life. And you can see the female right there. She is got a bigger body. Her stomach is a lot larger, and you can see it's kind of looks like she's full of eggs, and they kind of have it white at the bottom. Now that's with the 24 karat golds. And you can see the male right there. He's really more thin, more of a torpedo shape. And then so if you want to breed these guys, basically a 1-to-2 ratio, 1 male to 2 females is just perfect. So you would want to go, you know, at least 4 females and 2 males to have a total of 6 fish, I would say, minimum. This is a great, great choice for anybody looking for that beginner fish, and also they're very cheap. So I picked these up. I picked them up at a local store. I prefer to get them from a local breeder, but I couldn't find any. And they're about, let's see here, these were $2 a piece, I believe, maybe even less than that. So they're a very cheap fish to get, but they're really, really beautiful. I enjoy watching them. Highly recommend using these as a beginner fish. And to the second fish I want to talk about that is excellent as a beginner fish is the panda cory cats. Look how cool these guys look. I love their little masks on their face. It looks like they're, I don't know, they've got little bands across their eyes. It's really, really cool. But they're a great schooling fish. They love to school together, and they're very active and a lot of fun to watch. As you can see, these guys, they're just all over the tank. They typically hang out more at the bottom, but they'll go up and down the tank, just anywhere. Ooh, looks like a little breeding behavior is going on right there, so maybe I'll get some eggs out of this. But anyway, these guys search for food all day long. And as a schooling fish, I would recommend that you keep at least 5 or 6 of these together. They're really fun to watch that way, and it makes them happy to have a little group like that. Makes them feel more safe. But anyways, they pretty much stay at the bottom, eating food, cleaning up. any leftover food that has sunk to the bottom, which is really, really great for your water quality, because rotting food, leftover food that doesn't get eaten, will allow for ammonia spikes and nitrites and nitrates, and eventually kill your fish. So these guys do an excellent job. They're like little vacuum cleaners, constantly cleaning your tank. Water temperature for these guys is like 68 to 72 degrees, or 77 degrees. So anyways, they can stay with the white cloud minnows in that water temperature. They do not need a heater. And the pH level for these guys is from 6.0 to 7.5. And then I would recommend feeding these a sinking pellet. I also would give them some live food, some frozen foods, and some algae wafers every now and again. But these guys are absolutely perfect for a tank setup like this in keeping it clean, and they're just so much fun to watch, and they're not really expensive either. I can't remember what I paid originally for my group, but they're a very reasonable fish, and they're widely available, so you can get these pretty much anywhere. Of course, I always recommend a local breeder for these if you can find them, like on a Facebook marketplace or something like that. So this is an excellent fish and should definitely go into your aquarium. Okay, so let's check out some other inhabitants I have in here. Quickly, I've got this ram's horn snail. I've got a couple of these guys in here, and I have some pest snails in here, which I did not put these in myself. They just hitched a ride on some plants that I put in this aquarium. So that happens with all of my aquariums. Once you get these pest snails in your plants, it's very hard to get rid of them. But anyway, what I want to talk about is one of my favorite inhabitants of this tank. I really like these guys. I think they are wildly underrated. It's the ghost shrimp, and some people call them glass shrimp or Mississippi grass shrimp. They are so cool. They have little personalities, and as you can see, they're virtually clear. You can see, I don't know, their organs and stuff on the inside, and whenever they eat, you can see the food that goes into them. They're a really entertaining shrimp to watch, and they're very beginner friendly because the water temperature between 68 and 85 is what they say. I like to keep them around 70 to 75 because they'll breed and they'll live a lot longer at that temperature. When you get warmer temperatures in the 85-degree range, they tend to die off quite a bit quicker. But these that I have right here are wild caught, and I pulled these out of basically a mud hole that was about 50 degrees. So they can live in very cold temperatures, but of course that's not ideal for them. You want it to be basically 68 to 75 in my opinion. And the pH is between 7.0 and 8.0. And then also I recommend having a group. I like to have, like in this aquarium, I have 20. And as they produce, I move them to other tanks as well because I just love watching them. They're a great cleanup crew. They will eat leftover food that drops to the bottom, which helps keeps that water parameters a lot better. And also they'll eat algae off of the plants. They prefer the food, but they do eat a little bit of algae. Here's one kind of perched up on this leaf, dancing on this leaf. And you can see all of his legs and things. They're so much fun to watch. And he does this behavior here where they'll bend their tail, and I'm not 100% sure why they do this. I've heard it's for different reasons, in order to clean themselves. It's also a defense posture. So anyways, leave me a comment down below if you guys know specifically why they do this. See, he's doing it right here. He's bending his tail, and he'll bend it, they'll bend it almost all the way in half. And you can pick these up at your local pet store for like $1 a piece, which makes them great for a beginner, especially, you know, if you have a kid and he's trying to get some really cool, interesting things in his aquarium. It's cheap, it's not going to break the bank, and you can get a bunch of them. One of my all-time favorite shrimp I think it's very underrated, so keep these ghost shrimp in mind. So quickly, I'll go over the equipment I use. The filter I use for this is a canister filter. I do not prefer a hang-on back filter for this setup. This one right here is DIY, and I'll link it in the description, and I'll put it on the screen. It is excellent for a setup like this. Keeps your water pristine. It's basically low flow, and it's all you'll ever need. Watch that video, guys, if you want to make one yourself. I'll list everything you need to build it. It is truly an excellent filter. As for lighting, what I use for this aquarium is a simple water rebirth light. It will grow any plant in this aquarium. It's really, really good for the price. On Amazon, it's like $14 or $15, and I'll link it down below. Pick one of these up. There's no reason to get a very expensive light. This is absolutely perfect for this setup, and I highly recommend it. I'm going to list all of the plants I used in this aquarium down below. They're super easy to grow, low light. They do not require any special nutrients, so they're going to be listed down below. So anyways, guys, thanks so much for watching. I greatly appreciate it, and please do me a huge favor and like and subscribe. Help me grow this little channel, and I'll see you in the next video.